Towards the end of his life, Elvis was consuming anywhere from 10 to 12,000 calories a day. He was rapidly gaining weight in the last 5 years of his life and got up to 350 pounds. He would lock himself in his room in Graceland for days and would just gorge himself on various kinds of food and cheeseburger platters. He had a personal nurse that would just bring him whatever he wanted. It was even reported that he refused to bathe throughout 1975, and this caused a lot of sores on his body. He was suffering from chronic constipation from all of his drug use. He could not go. And not to mention his nocturnal habits had his system like all out of whack. On the day he died, he woke up around 4 p.m., did his thing, went to the dentist at like 11 p.m., and then went to bed at 6 a.m. Apparently he couldn't sleep and went to the bathroom sometime in the morning and never came back out. Elvis's girlfriend Ginger found his body on August 16, 1977. He was found with his pants around his ankles, face down on the carpet in his bathroom, surrounded by his own vomit. He was rushed to the hospital, but was ultimately pronounced dead at the age of 42. His autopsy was sealed by his family for 50 years, but when it was ultimately released, it said that there was up to 4 months of backed up stool in his system.
Hey, what's good, Dxrk Mafia? How y'all feeling today, man? It's your boy. So today we got some strange celebrity deaths, man. Some weird, little facts on some of these celebrities that died. Yeah, we're gonna get right into it, but link in the description for the merch if you guys are checking it out. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy needs that. We're at 100 followers, or keep saying followers, subscribers. I appreciate y'all, all the love in the comments. But let's get right into it today, you guys. All right.
Soul Sicker Society is a Black Skulls and Bones organization. Why was Kobe Bryant a target? Kobe Bryant, a Luciferian Project, completed what I believe one of the greatest global cover-ups in history. But we have to see this for what it is concerning the assassination of Kobe Bryant. And one name keeps popping up. And it sounds like a Hollywood conspiracy movie, but the Boulets are vicious. I have no intentions of committing suicide. I'm not sick. I have no disease. On that Last Supper painting, those individuals are not the apostles of the gospel. The individual portraying Christ is not Christ himself. It's a woman by the name of Julia Farnese with the G. On her right-hand side, which would be to the left when you're looking at the painting, is not the apostle St. John. It's her adolescent daughter, Laura Farnese, who was the illegitimate child of Pope Alexander.
They have their hand in so many sinister stews. It's like, because it's not just government that they rule. Almost every rock star, if you're famous, if you're played on the radio, if people know you, and not just in your home state, but in all the states, the Illuminati probably made you famous. When Taylor Swift came out, I told people she's going to go the same route as Miley Cyrus and Britney Spears. And you're like, oh no, she's so nice and she's a Christian girl and my kids love her. And I was like, well, luckily for you, she's so young right now that by the time she goes off the rails, maybe your children won't like her anymore, because it's going to be probably 10 years from now. I said, but I'm telling you, she's going to go that route. People are like, oh, no, she's Taylor Swift, clean-cut girl, she's wonderful. So, as you know, Taylor Swift admits that she does magic.
These are not conspiracy theories coming out of your mouth. This is experiences, because you've been there with these people. You were in this group. So I just want people that are watching this to understand this is not somebody making up a theory or listening to other people online. This is somebody that has been in those circles, that has talked to these people.
It's a lot of things that I want to teach, but I'm afraid. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared because I got 4 grandchildren, and I got children that are in this world. I got people I care about, and I got people that I care about that don't necessarily believe what I believe.
Yeah,
and I'm not. I have no fear of death, and I think that those that would oppose my beliefs, they've probably done enough. If somebody's after me, or if somebody's watching me, then they know enough about me to know that I have no fear of death. So killing me don't mean shit. It just confirms that what I said was true. But I do have a fear of them hurting my family. So I'm quiet about certain things. I don't talk about everything I know because I don't want nobody in my family to be hurt.
When Andy Kaufman died in May of 1984, there were rumors, even some started by him, that his illness and eventual death were faked. Similar things have been said about other celebrities, be it Tupac or Jimi Hendrix or Amy Winehouse or even Kurt Cobain. But I think that the fact that The Masked Singer exists and none of them have been on it kind of proves that they're all dead, right? I mean, rumors of Andy Kaufman coming back still pop up all the time. Every 10 years on May 16th, it's like, Andy Kaufman's going to reveal himself today. You can't tell me if The Masked Singer existed and he was alive, he wouldn't find that hilarious and go on the show. And it would be the biggest moment in TV history ever. It'd be a huge moment in actual world history. It'd be the most famous legend ever. Fox would have no problem with any money for a while. So yeah, they're all dead and I'm sad.
Those celebrity deaths that seem sus to me, part 5, I think, or 4. This has been popular demand, Juice WRLD. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really know much about Juice WRLD before seeing him in the comments. I knew that he passed away and I knew that he was a rapper, but that was about it. I had to do some good searching for this one, and this one is pretty interesting. So people believe that, like Tupac, Juice WRLD faked his own death. Did he? I don't know. There's not a lot of evidence like there is with Tupac, but I can see why people would say that. So apparently in 2017, the rapper tweeted that he wanted to get famous for a couple of years and then fake his own death. He ended up dying December 8th, 2019. So I guess before his death, there was a trend where people would take his song Lucid Dreams on TikTok and like fake a seizure. And then he actually ended up dying of a seizure. And he wasn't an epileptic. People also believe this conspiracy because of things that he said in his song. Like in one of his songs, he says, "I'm a jealous boy feeling like John Lennon." And him and John Lennon now share the same death date. He also made a song saying, "27 Club, we're not making it past 21." He died 4 days after turning 21. Running out of time, so follow me for more conspiracies and comment what you think.
Hey man, rest in peace, Juice WRLD, man. Bad influences. I heard a lot about that, and I got a lot of little clips about it. But you know, it was just bad influences, man. Just the people he was messing with in Chicago. Just when you get to that certain level, man, you gotta not care about what people think, bro. That's all that is.
So I've gotten asked like 3 times this week if I think that Paul Walker actually faked his death and he's still alive out there. Now, up until this week, I had never heard this theory and I was like, I don't know. So then I looked into it and here's what I found out. Now, we all know that Paul Walker was like a big like car guy, like a big car enthusiast. That's probably how he got involved with the Fast and the Furious franchise to begin with. But that love of cars was like actually like his real life personality. Like he loved really cool cars. So some people thought it was like a little bit like coincidental or ironic or strange that he actually died in like a cool car. But one of the things that's like a little bit weird about this is he was with his friend Roger, and Roger was like a professional like driver, like racer type of person. So Roger would have been like super experienced when it comes to driving really fast cars, and it seems a little bit strange and unlikely that, you know, he would end up, you know, dying when he had all this experience driving these really crazy cars. With that being said, though, I feel like, you know, we've heard of instances of, you know, even like NASCAR drivers dying in like crashes and stuff like that. So that part in and of itself isn't all that strange. But here's where things do get a little bit weird. This is the car that, you know, both of these guys actually ended up passing away in. Let's take note of the license plate. It's 7CCY590. But the license plate that was like at the crash site is 3URS93. So why are the license plates different? Like, did they get swapped out at some point? Because everybody saw him leave with the car with the original license plate, and then all of a sudden this one was at the site. So did the cars get switched? Like, what's going on? This part's a little bit strange. And the other thing that's kind of weird is like the story I found out actually leaked before he actually died. So he wasn't even dead yet. And there were all these like news outlets already posting about how Paul Walker died in a car accident. So it's almost as if these news outlets already had this information and like accidentally like released it a little bit early. I had never heard that part before, but that part really got me because that's happened with other like celebrity death kind of situations too, where like the news accidentally leaks like before it actually happens. And so it's like, what's going on here? So now I'm starting to understand like why people are speculating about this, because it seems like there's just a lot of things that don't add up that are just like a little bit too strange. Any of these things by themselves, other than the news leaking too early, would have been like, okay, I mean, it could happen, but I feel like everything put together, it does make for kind of a suspicious situation. But here's the part I really don't understand. A lot of the other like celebrity deaths that people speculate might have been faked, there's like a very good reason why they might do such a thing. With Paul Walker, I'm having a really hard time finding a motive of like what would make him, you know, want or need to fake his own death. Like, he was a pretty big celebrity, but I don't feel like he was like at like, you know, mega star status to where like he couldn't even live or do anything. I don't know. And I also don't think he was like in any trouble that I know of. So if you know of a reason why Paul Walker might have wanted to fake his own death, put it in the comments. Or is there a chance that maybe the death wasn't faked, but maybe it was planned? If so, why?
Here's serious.
He was also in the middle of I think it was exposing some sex traffickers or something. I'm gonna find another video on that for you guys too.
A cop who worked on the case who said that it should be reinvestigated. Everything looks staged at the scene. There's been talks that maybe there was more to it than meets the eye. Facts leading up to her. The most mysterious deaths from old Hollywood, and some of these cases are still cold. You guys got to hear these. So first we have Marilyn Monroe. I mean, everyone kind of knows about her death. So it seemed pretty clearly to be what it was back in the day. There has been there was actually a cop who worked on the case who said that it should be reinvestigated. Everything looks staged at the scene. There's been talks that maybe there was more to it than meets the eye. Facts leading up to her death is just very interesting. Then you have Natalie Wood. So a lot of people think that she fell off the boat, but there was talks that people heard her arguing with her husband, Robert Wagner. There was actually even, I think it was last year or a couple years ago, they wanted to reopen the case. There was bruises on her body that would not be explained by accidentally falling off the boat and drowning. So a lot of people believe that her husband may have had something to do with it. Elizabeth Short, which is known as the Black Dahlia case, her body was quite literally drained of all blood and all evidence. There was only one witness, and they said they saw a black sedan. Like, that was the only thing that they could really say that they saw. And even though this happened in the 40s, they've never found the person. So it's one of the most notorious cold cases. Then it was George Reeves, who played Superman. Now, it was ruled that he did it to himself, if you guys know what I mean. At the time of his death, he was having a social visit with 3 of his friends. So a lot of people believe that either it was accidental, like one of his friends had shot him by accident, or that it was intentional and someone pretty much just got away with it. Now, there are some other ones that I find really interesting and suspicious, as like Kurt Cobain's death, Aaliyah's, etc. So if you want to talk about those, let me know. But yeah, I find this time in Hollywood very interesting, so I kind of wanted to do one on that. And if you want more videos about old Hollywood, let me know, because they had some wild things happen back then.
I got y'all on those.
Corporate Takeoff's death wasn't nothing but a corporate hostile takeover using his life as the god. Oh my God.
Man, RP Takeoff.
That boy died so they could cash in a motherfucking insurance policy and to cover up the fact that Rock Nation was ripping Megan away from 300. I guess nobody's paying attention to the fact that complete control of Megan Thee Stallion's career was taken over right after Takeoff died, and the Prince family were forced to leverage and let her go, even though they did not want to. Isn't that interesting?
Houston politics. Let me ask you, because
and I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why did that house burn up?
Houston home where Beyonce grew up was badly damaged in a Christmas Day fire. Firefighters arrived there to find flames coming out of the second floor windows. The family living there fortunately managed to get out safe. Beyonce lived in that house until she was 5 years old. It has been featured in movies and documentaries about the star, turning it into what's become a local tourist attraction. The cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, the week?
And no, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So, let me ask you.
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man.
You know the Jimi Hendrix story?
No.
So Jimi Hendrix, one of his bodyguards, or one of bodyguards, like someone who was involved with him, wrote a book. And the book was essentially alleging that Jimi Hendrix was killed by his manager, who was a mobster, because Jimi Hendrix was about to leave his manager. And what happens with a lot of these artists is whoever's controlling them might have ownership in their titles, might have ownership in their music. And if you think someone's going to leave and you kill them, like now you have all their music and you essentially can keep selling it forever. Especially someone like Hendrix. Like,
wow.
He's actually worth more to you dead
than alive.
Than if he leaves you and you're not making money from him anymore. He's worth more to you dead.
Well, there was that whole thing with Diddy and the Biggie shooting.
Well, also Diddy's exes,
right?
His ex, someone who knew his ex, they all died of pneumonia.
Right.
You can give someone. There's certain chemicals, poisons that you can give people, and it results in pneumonia. You know, I don't know if these autopsies even check for that stuff.
Right. Probably not.
I don't know. I mean, what is it? Is it like cyanide? What is it, Jamie? That like, because we did Google this at one point in time, that there are certain poisons that you can give someone and they'll die like they died of pneumonia. And like a bunch of people around him died of pneumonia. That's a weird. I don't know anybody who died
Hollywood will never recover from the last few, like the knowledge that a lot, and listen, there's so many talented people.
Here it is. Lung injury, renal failure, cyanide poisoning may also cause respiratory symptoms of bronchitis, lung edema, and pneumonia. You just give someone cyanide. And didn't one of his bodyguards say that they tried to poison him 3 times? There's like one of his bodyguards came out recently and he was doing some interview and said they tried to poison him.
There's a lot of those claims in those interviews, but
yeah,
I don't know if,
who knows what's real?
It's hard to imagine that Hollywood recovers from just the slew of bad and truthful press.
So much shit went down.
So much dark shit.
Also, just how stupid they are.
Right.
Like the Will Smith thing. When they gave him a standing ovation after that, this is so stupid. Like, what,
right.
You guys don't think straight. This is you're thinking nutty.
The Charlie Kirk thing seems very strange. Because once you begin to go down the rabbit hole and look at everything, something doesn't seem right about this. Case in point, notice the ring. I want you to pay attention to that because something very interesting happens to the ring. Notice how it's on his ring finger. Right there. You see it? On the ring finger. Now, keep that in mind because look at this. Notice how the ring changes hands. It goes from his ring finger to his pinky. How is that possible? I'm asking each and every one of you, how is that possible? Again, I don't know what's going on, but something very strange is happening. What do you think?
Did you know every single time Beyonce begins one of her world tours, a massive music icon dies? This theory begins with the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Beyoncé embarked on her I Am Sasha Fierce World Tour starting in March 2009, and Michael Jackson died in June 2009. Right when Beyoncé announced her The Miss Carter Show World Tour in 2012, the Queen of Disco, Donna Summers, died. Then right before embarking on that same world tour, Queen of Vocals Whitney Houston died. It gets crazier because in June 2014, when Beyoncé and Jay-Z began their On the Run world tour, legend of soul music, Bobby Womack, died in June 2014. Literally, right as Beyoncé began her Formation world tour in April 2016. Prince died also in April 2016, right after Beyoncé and Jay-Z began their On the Run to world tour in June 2018. Queen of Soul. Aretha Franklin dies in August 2018, seeing her pay tribute to a falling music icon at each of her tours is getting a little bit eerie. And the craziest part is that fans were already predicting who was going to be next, right when the Renaissance tour was announced. Beyoncé began her Renaissance World Tour in May 2023, and Tina Turner died in May. And right on cue, Beyoncé paid tribute to her. People are asking Beyoncé to stop touring.
The rule of 3 deaths. I mentioned this last night when I made a post, but I went and researched it a little bit, and it's a thing. It's an actual thing, but I was thinking about it. What difference does it make, right? You know, what difference does it make on my life, your life, whatever? But I was thinking about this. Do you believe that evil spirits can actually take someone's life? And I was thinking about my own life, and I was thinking about if I hadn't come to God when I did, and I didn't get rid of these evil spirits when I did, I could have died. I could have died earlier. So you ask yourself, can we prolong our life by living for God and getting rid of those evil spirits? And can evil spirits take a life? I believe they can. They do all the time. The worst death in these 3 is Malcolm. What happened was horrible, and the effect it's going to have on his daughter. Again, let's pray for our celebrities and let's stay strong.
Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Now check this out. All 3 of them, they died on the 25th day of the month.
Okay.
Aaliyah died on August 25th.
Okay.
Left Eye died April 25th. Michael Jackson died June 25th. All 3 of these celebrities, people are saying they were lined up and taken out by the string pullers, which are who? Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Diddy.
This is it.
This will be the scariest minute of your life.
We watched this get murdered right in front of our own motherfucking face. And the nigga knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know.
These will be my final show. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it.
I need an ambulance as soon as possible, sir. Stop breathing.
He named his last tour, This Is It.
Michael constantly told me, Latoya, if I die, they're gonna murder me. They're gonna kill me.
Niggas have never said this is it in a celebratory fashion.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call, okay? And I'll see you in July.
He would tell me that, Barbara, and that's when Michael passed. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, no, it wasn't an accident.
Yes, he's not breathing, sir. He's on the bed. Okay, let's get him on the floor. The doctor's been the only one here.
They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, no, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered.
I love you.
If you can please, we're on our way.
I really do. You have to know that. I love you so much. Really. From the bottom of my heart.
Follow for more.
Scarface. But
So I don't have long to live. These are your favorites. I'm going to be found dead in bed.
you better watch out. So I don't know. There's just something, maybe it brings back that like cozy quarantine feeling that we had, but there's no Scarface.
Best one dead. Do we
That's
disagree?
crazy.
Ever. Best one dead. One of my favorites. I hope people don't get mad at me for saying ain't no coincidence the best one dead. Bernie Mac showed you who he was when they tried to put that little boy in his lap for that photo shoot for his TV show.
Actually, on the lap you're sitting. Did you wait?
No.
It would be her. Abby, isn't Jeremy on the other side? Where, like, I'm gonna show you. Ow! Oh, Rudy, he's actually gonna sit on your lap. No. Okay. Do we have having the after?
See that? Steve Harvey blew up after that. What you saying? I'm just letting you know. Bernie Mac, I'm going to tell you, I never hung out with Bernie Mac. But I'm from Chicago, and I watched how Bernie Mac moved. Bernie Mac wasn't finna let them people put no little boy in his lap. I know what happens on them shows. People just be like, oh, that was just a microcosm of what Bernie Mac was. Wasn't no hoe-ass nigga that you could just get to do some sucker shit.
No, not at all.
That's why, in my opinion, he not around no more. That's why I stay away from Hollywood, man.
The Kurt Cobain conspiracy theories about him being murdered, don't think it's true.
You don't believe it, eh?
No, not. I've spent so much time looking into this. What people want is a nice, neat ending to everything.
That's what I want.
Yeah, they watched.
I think Courtney did it.
No, she didn't. Would never have done it.
So basically, y'all telling me that a celebrity went to an unlicensed doctor to have surgery, and then she was found in her room unresponsive by herself? That don't make sense to me. First off, this is a celebrity, so I'm sure they go through paperwork and all that stuff before they even have these procedures. I'm sure they not finna go to no unlicensed doctor, bro. Second, where's her security? This like I said, this is a celebrity, you feel me? Where's her security? She ain't had no friends with her, no family, no nothing. She just hopped up one day and said, I'm gonna go do this, and you feel me? That ain't making sense to me, bro. I bet y'all don't even remember. That's the same way Kanye West's mama died. She was having a surgery, mama makeover, whatever y'all want to call it, and she just mysteriously died. And Kanye West told y'all that he sacrificed her. Jennifer Hudson, her mama, her brother, her nephew, they all died. And all of a sudden she start blowing up. She even got her own talk show now. You feel me? I seen another post where a dude was basically saying DC Young Fly is supposed to be replacing Jamie Foxx. You know, DC Young Fly can sing, DC Young Fly can act, DC Young Fly a comedian, everything that Jamie Foxx is. Nah, I ain't saying it true, I ain't saying it false. But that bro start climbing the hick real fast, he in every movie, he getting a lot of money, then put two and two together.
Celebrity deaths that seem suspicious to me, part 5. These are actually 2 deaths, and you might not know how they're related at first, but I'll explain to you why. So Lisa Lopez died in 2003 in a car crash in Honduras. There was a documentary that came out on MTV called The Last Days of Left Eye. The documentary, they were saying how she was getting ready to prepare to die, like she knew she wasn't coming back. The reason why she was in Honduras was to talk to Dr. Sebi. For those of you who don't know, Dr. Sebi is a doctor who believes in natural cures for cancer, diabetes, and more. She was really close with him, and she wanted to come back and tell everybody about the cures that she knew. She kept saying she didn't think she was going to be coming back. Fast forward, Nipsey Hussle dies in March of 2019. He was actually making a documentary on Dr. Sebi. He believed that Dr. Sebi died because he was being silenced, and his words were that they can't kill us all. Before he was even able to finish the documentary, he didn't end up dying as well. People believe that they were both set up because they were trying to give out information that nobody wants them to know. I mean, there's no cure for cancers, right? And diabetes, the treatments are really profitable. It could be a coincidence or it could be what happened. Remember, these are just conspiracies. You do not have to agree, but follow for more and comment what you think.
Hey, just in case that gets copyrighted because of the music. So what she was saying was that, you know, Left Eye and Nipsey Hussle, that they got, you know, they got took out because they were about to, you know, promote Dr. Sebi stuff. Hey, listen, man, this for entertainment purposes only, but Dr. Sebi cured cancer. And the medical industry is making too much money off of their medicines to let the cure for cancer come out. So it's I think he brought it to a court case and showed like 47 or 49 cases of like cured, like people that had cancer got it cured, you know? So and then they said that's why he died. Entertainment purposes only. Don't hate me. But it's just strange that these, you know, these influencers were gonna, you know, promote some stuff Dr. Sebi was talking about, and one dies in the car crash, one dies in his neighborhood that everybody there knows him, you know, so it's a little strange, you know, how they died right when they were friend of, and, you know, Nipsey was about to let people put on people about, you know, crypto, and man, it would have been a lot of rich people coming from humble beginnings if he would have been able to get out what he wanted to get out. So, yeah, man, that's what they were saying, just in case that clip gets copyrighted.
Weird celebrity deaths.
Anton Yelchin died in 2016 at the age of 27. You might know him from playing Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot series. He also played Kyle Reese in Terminator Salvation alongside Christian Bale and Sam Worthington. He also starred in multiple movies, including Odd Thomas, based on the book series, and he was in Fright Night with Colin Farrell. So anyway, Anton died unexpectedly, and his death was an accident. But not only that, it was a bit weird and strange. Anton was crushed against this gate at his own house by his own car. So Anton had gotten out of his car to go open his gate, and with his car behind him, somehow the gear shift malfunctioned and put the car into neutral, and the car started rolling downhill and crushed him against the gate. So the weird thing is, there turned out to be hundreds of similar incidents with the gear shift malfunctioning on this Jeep Cherokee, which is what he was driving, and that model ended up being recalled. His parents filed a wrongful death and product liability lawsuit, and they won.
She says that she wanted out of this relationship, and she realized the only way she was going to get out is if she got something over Diddy's head. She figured out that he kept all of his taped encounters. She's like, if I get copies of this, I can blackmail him into letting me leave. I guess she got away for a minute, and the men she dated died from pneumonia.
There was multiple men that died from pneumonia.
Yeah.
One of the things that happened, it wasn't even like a guy she dated. She had a meeting with a producer, very professional. Diddy found out about it. That guy also died of pneumonia. It's not just like her ex-boyfriends. Any man that he thinks posed a threat suddenly and mysteriously died of pneumonia.
Hey man, you don't go against the Dxrk, I guess, bro. If she was doing that, bro, she should have made a better play on that, because how you think he gonna find that out? Come on now.
Towards the end of his life, Elvis was consuming anywhere from 10 to 12,000 calories a day. He was rapidly gaining weight in the last 5 years of his life and got up to 350 pounds. He would lock himself in his room in Graceland for days and would just gorge himself on various kinds of food and cheeseburger platters. He had a personal nurse that would just bring him whatever he wanted.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was even reported that he refused to bathe throughout 1975, and this caused a lot of sores on his body. He was suffering from chronic constipation from all of his drug use. He could not go. And not to mention his nocturnal habits had his system like all out of whack. On the day he died, he woke up around 4 p.m., did his thing, went to the dentist at like 11 p.m., and then went to bed at 6 a.m. Apparently he couldn't sleep and went to the bathroom sometime in the morning and never came back out. Elvis's girlfriend Ginger found his body on August 6th.
Hey, what dentist is open at 11 p.m.? I guess from you, Elvis, heading 24/7 dentistry.
1697. He was found with his pants around his ankles, face down on the carpet in his bathroom, surrounded by his own vomit. He was rushed to the hospital, but was ultimately pronounced dead at the age of 42. His autopsy was sealed by his family for 50 years, but when it was ultimately released, it said that there was up to 4 months of backed up stool in his system. There were also 8 different kinds of prescription drugs found in his system. The doctor who prescribed him these drugs was nicknamed Dr. Nick, and his medical license was suspended after the death of Elvis. According to the charges, in the last 20 months of Elvis's life, he was prescribed over 12,000 pills and other pharmaceuticals. It was reported that he used to carry 3 suitcases full of prescription drugs with him whenever he would travel. After his death, Elvis was embalmed and returned to Graceland. A public viewing of his casket was held, and thousands of fans flooded to Memphis to pay their respects. So many people, in fact, that the president had to order 300 National Guard troops to go to Memphis and help maintain the order. A funeral was held on August 18th for friends and family only. When it came time for the burial, it was estimated that 80,000 people lined the streets to say their goodbyes. Elvis was laid to rest wearing a white suit and a blue shirt. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching this series. I hope this helped give you a little insight into Elvis's life, and it's just a reminder for all of us to remember to take care of ourselves.
I think they had to give him an embarrassment death, bro. Some people think he's still alive.
Rumors that they're about to reopen the investigation into Brittany Murphy's death. And the connections aren't just between her and Diddy. They're with her husband too. We all know Britney had a relationship with Diddy because he was best friends with Ashton. And Ashton dated Britney for a long time. So it's safe for us to assume that Britney probably saw some things. But what about her husband? Turns out there's been rumors circulating for years that her husband had dirt on Diddy. He was a screenwriter, producer, director, so he was very much in the industry. And we all know that in 2009, Brittany Murphy died in her house of pneumonia. 5 months later, her husband died of pneumonia in the same house. Didn't someone else die from pneumonia? Brittany's mom has been screaming foul play for years. There were rumors of toxic mold being in the house, but that got thrown out. All I'm saying is that Diddy is being accused of some pretty dark stuff. And it's not random gossip anymore. There's actually a trial going on. Is it possible these two are just casualties of Diddy's? Or is this all just a conspiracy that people made up? All I know is that dots are getting connected and it's not going Diddy's way. At least that's what they're telling me.
Since we're talking about celebrity deaths, just real quick, tell me if you think this is weird, okay? On July 17th, we had 4 or 5 celebrities die all in the same day. Okay, Robbie Pardlow, which is the lead singer from City High. I had no idea. I loved City High growing up. Alan Bergman, Oscar, Emmy, and Grammy Award-winning songwriter, July 17th as well. Connie Francis, first woman to ever have a solo #1 on the Billboard charts. We all know and love. We heard of Connie passing, July 17th. Brian Brayman, former lineman for the Eagles and the Texans, also died July 17th. Before that, 4 people died on July 4th. Young Noble, which I didn't know this either, he's a member of the Outlaws. He was in the group with Tupac Shakur, died on the 4th of July. Lyndon L.B. Byers, former Boston Bruins player, died on the 4th. And Bobby Jenkins, former Chicago White Sox player, died on the 4th. Because remember, we kept saying death comes in threes? It's like 3 a day, 4 a day. Then before that, we lost Julian McMahon, and we lost Michael Madsen from Kill Bill, who played Bill's brother, and Diogo Jota, which was the Liverpool player, football player. And that was all on the 3rd of July. It's not death in threes, bro. This is insane. And then Dan Rivera, the Annabelle caretaker. This is all within a month. This is all within the month of July. I didn't leave July.
10 allegedly still alive deceased celebrities. The first was once spotted on the street. 5. Kurt Cobain. Many people don't believe Cobain committed suicide. Some suspect his wife, Courtney Love, had a significant role, as both were criticized for their bad habits. Others speculate Kurt faked his death to escape his wife. 4. Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein's death in prison in 2019 sparked numerous conspiracy theories. Some claim to have seen him in New Mexico, while others suggested he was an alien, making him difficult to kill. 3. Tupac Shakur. Police never found the murderer of this rapper. Some believe Tupac Shakur never died, noting that 7 albums were released posthumously, more than he released while alive. 2. Michael Jackson. Since Michael Jackson's death in 2009, rumors have persisted that the king of pop faked his own death. It's said that someone once saw him escaping in the coroner's van. 1. Andy Kaufman. It said he planned to fake his death and reappear 20 years later. When he announced having lung cancer in 1984, no one believed him due to his reputation for pranks. Sadly, Andy did not reappear 20 years later.
But the thing that's really suspicious with Brittany Murphy's death is she had the same coroner as Kim Porter. His name was Ed Winters, and he also did Paul Walker's, Whitney Houston's, Tom Petty's, and Michael Jackson's autopsies. He ended up dying before Kim Porter's second autopsy.
The coroner did?
The coroner died between Kim Porter's first and second autopsies.
Super weird.
Yeah, it's super, super weird.
Man, that's crazy, y'all, man. Hey, that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys saw something you didn't know before. Yeah, rest in peace to any of these people that aren't faking it. And yeah, man, I'm coming at you guys tomorrow with another one, man. Let's stay positive, though. Merch is out. Please help your boy out. Like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. What else? I can't think of nothing else. All right, I'm finna go get on 2K, y'all, man. Hey, so have a good one, y'all. Love you, Dxrk Mafia. Peace.